take good lash pictures for lash artists for your social media in order to get more clients, in order for your clients to see the actual really good work that you do. So be sure to watch till the end of this video, because we're going to be giving really good tips, and towards the end of this video you should be fully equipped to start improving your lash pictures. Also, be sure to subscribe and turn the notifications on in order to see more of our videos. You can just explain to them and just have good communication, and that will make all the difference. So that would be really important. The other important aspect is to make sure that the client's gaze is appropriate. So just like make sure that they're not like looking somewhere on the floor or whatever. You can just gaze, direct your gaze with your finger. So you can just tell them, look at my finger, and follow their gaze with the finger. So that will help you out as well in order to direct which way they're looking. Another huge pet peeve of mine is when I see fallen down lashes around. So when you're taking the picture and then there's like lashes like that have fallen, and then they're still in the picture. Like, yes, you can still edit it out with a good editing software, but why would you want to? It takes 2 seconds to just like brush them off, remove them off the face, and it's done. So it's just distracting. You want to avoid any possible distractions around the client's eye. You really just want your potential client to look at the client's lashes. So the eyebrows should be really nicely groomed. Ideally, if you could groom them in place or have the client groom them, that would be great. Make sure that the client's eye is not red. So the way that's a huge one, because that could really turn off potential clients. If they see that you're in your pictures, or some of your clients have red eyes, they're gonna wonder like, okay, what is going on? Why is that? This looks kind of uncomfortable or painful. So how do you avoid that? So the best way to avoid it is to prevent it. Make sure that your patches are applied properly. They're not irritating the client's eyes. Make sure that your client is not talking too much, and the patches are moving and the fumes are getting into the eye once again, and then getting the eyes irritated. And so that's the possible best way to prevent it. If you see that the set is beautiful and you still want to take pictures but the eyes are irritated, what you can actually do is go into Facetune, which is one of our favorite editing software, and just edit the white of the eyes. They have a feature there where you can make the sclera white. So that's the last resort, but the best resort is to actually just prevent it with the various looks. So the best way to do this is actually practice beforehand. Practice practice on your mom, your sister, your friend, whatever. When they're home, you have half an hour. Tell them, lie down, and I want to take pictures of your eyes from the side, from the top, from an angle, looking down, looking up, whichever way. Just take a bunch of pictures, take many pictures. Make sure that you focus, you do good focusing. Make sure you play around with the light, and then look through all those pictures, try to edit some of them, crop some of them, and then you're gonna see which are your favorite angles, so that when you're with a client, it won't take you necessarily 20 minutes, it's going to take you 5, because clients also have things to do at the end of the set. They're tired, they don't necessarily always feel like sitting there for 25 minutes while you take your perfect picture. I get it, it's important, but the goal is for you to eventually be quick at it, so that you can do it without the client getting exasperated. Okay, so practice the angles. So let's talk about actually for Instagram. So for Instagram, the square looks best, and actually for the feed, you should look the square. It's one. The ratio is 1:1, and if you want to post the pictures on the stories, it's actually going to be the long format that works best. So just also keep that in mind before cropping the pictures. Just make sure that think ahead of where you're planning on posting them. If it's Facebook or if it's Instagram or if it's both, just keep that in mind, because you need to make sure that the ratio is correct. If you crop them too much early on, it might not look as nice as well. So the other thing you can think about is try to conceal imperfections. Like ask your client, let's say, what are some things that you are complexed about? If the client is complexed about her nose, and she agrees to put her pictures on your social media, don't put her nose in plain focus. Like I've seen some pictures like from the bottom where like the camera is here, and then you can see the client's nose is like in full focus, and then the lashes are like somewhere far behind. So like don't do that. Try to really use the grid. The grid is there to guide you. So there's the rule of the grid where you're supposed to actually put the picture the rule of threes, so you can read about it. It's just the basic rules of photography. Just like whatever you're planning to put in focus, or whatever you're trying to focus on, put that in the main area. Okay, so another thing you can actually do is take really short little videos. So boomerang is another option for stories, where you can just kind of take a 2-3 second video of the client's lashes. That's always fun. So you can just really play around and make it fun, make it creative. Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you guys about some of our favorite angles and show you guys what our favorite angles are. So one of our favorites is laying down with eyes closed. So you take the picture while the client has her eyes closed, and you take it from the top. That's really flattering. Usually it's a very flattering angle. The other angle is laying down, and you take the picture from the top with the client with her eyes open. And this is a full face picture. Usually it's, for clients that have really, really nice features and they don't mind their full face being shown on social media, you can use that angle for in this case. Then you can have another one, which is looking straight, and then you take the picture from the side. So then you just have this part of the face from the side here. This is also a really, really flattering picture, because typically you will actually see like the side of the lashes. It looks really, really nice. The other one we really like to do is before and after pictures. So those are really awesome to do, because then you can see the progression. So the client's lashes before and after, or you can also do halfway through and then at the end. So just remember to before the client starts her lashes, just to take some pictures before. Clients really love to see the progression of before and after. So I'm trying to think some other looks that you can try is just like, a photo shoot outside where, the client is in her natural habitat. You can just get as creative as you want. You can do it like by the beach, close-up shots, or, just outside in plain nature, just like a, nice shot of the face or just the eyes. You can also play around, like put like, like a flower on one eye and just, let's talk about the mistakes. So avoid these mistakes. in order to have really good pictures. Try to avoid these possible mistakes. So the first one is lighting. Do not take pictures if it's dark, if there's really bad shadows. Like fix the issue first and then take the picture. Because if the you know, you can always correct it in editing software, but it's just not going to be the same. It can sometimes look overlit, and it's just not going to look as nice once again. Then you want the other end of the spectrum is that you actually want to avoid pictures that are too bright. So if it's too bright, it's also not going to look natural. It's going to not look nice. The best lighting is white lighting. Make sure it's not yellow lighting. Yellow kind of also is not really favored by social media. Instagram tends to show pictures that are more like in white light, so yellow is really best to avoid. So if you're using a ring light or a you know, another type of light, just put the setting on white lighting always. Blurry pictures, terrible, no go. Make sure that you're always focusing. So on your camera, on your smartphones, there's going to be a little green square that's going to pop up. So when you're taking the picture, make sure you press that red square, and that's going to focus in on the details in the picture that you want to focus in. Otherwise, it's gonna look really bad. Like sometimes we've done this mistake many times. It's like you think that the camera is focusing where you want it to focus, but it's actually focusing on the eyebrow, and so the eyebrow is in focus and the lashes are completely blurry, and you're like, oh my god. And then the client has left already, so you're like, oh, you can't take the picture back. That moment is gone. Those lashes were beautiful and you really wanted to take the picture. So just keep all those things in mind when you're actually doing the shoot. The other thing that is extremely important to do is to brush the lashes before doing the picture. You have no idea, like as soon as you blink or your client blinks, the lashes move slightly, and so it's gonna change the picture completely. And you know, one of the lashes may be sticking out, or you know, it's just not gonna look the same. So each time the client blinks, brush out the lashes, take the picture. They blink again or they move, brush out the lashes, and just make sure that you brush them prior to taking the picture. It's gonna make a huge difference. It's going to help with the direction looking perfect on the pictures. Then make sure there's no fallen lashes around the eye. Obviously you can always edit it in, you know, an editing software, but not the same. It's much better to just avoid it in the first place. Look around the eye, look for any distracting things around. If you see lashes, remove them. Fix the eyebrows. Groom them slightly so that they're not like out of place. Make sure that there's no distracting things around the client's head, like for example, like I don't know, spoilies that you haven't thrown out, like lying here on the side. It's also very distracting. Just make sure that you are really when the client looks at the picture, like they can really focus in on the lashes and the eye. There's no distracting elements around, because that is a turn off for pictures. So the other thing you should do is take pictures zooming in, take close-up pictures, like really close up, and you know, do a little collage as well. So that helps if you can have different angles of the same client, of the same look. It really gives a much better picture of your work. So these were the tips that we wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully you found them helpful. If you did and you want to see more of our videos, please be sure to subscribe so that we can give you more tips in the future and helpful information. Also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We have a Facebook group where you can actually ask questions, post pictures of your work, and ask us or ask other lash artists for advice. Yeah, and so we're always there to help you guys out and to hopefully give you some tips that may be helpful to grow as a lash artist. Thank you